Well, good morning, everyone. We're just leaving Legion Lake Lodge. Runners all dried out. We're all dried out. It was very sketchy. Yesterday it rained most of the day, and Runner's rain jacket leaked and wetted out, leaving them with wet clothes and becoming cold, which led to hypothermia. We're going to try to make it to Mount Rushmore spur trail that's set up there, and then see Mount Rushmore in the morning because it's supposed to rain all day. Not as much as yesterday, but the temperatures are lower, and it's supposed to get even into the 30s for the lows. Runners over there, we're ready to hit the trail again. So far there's no rain. It's 40 degrees, 3 Celsius. Great hiking weather. We don't need rain. I worry about Runner wetting out again and going into hypothermia. So Lord, don't let it rain. But partly cloudy would be good. Temperatures are low, so we'll be good to go. The rock formation in the Black Hills are very unique. Beautiful country up here. Very unique. Check that one out. We're getting close to Mount Rushmore. I would say we're about I'd say we're 8 miles from Mount Rushmore. Runner and I were hiking along, and all of a sudden we seen some scat. And he says, I thought there was no horses up here. And as we went along, we seen some tracks. That's elk. About an hour or so, an elk went through here, and too bad we missed them. Fresh tracks, fresh scat. That is so cool, some trail magic. There's a guy named Mash. He lives down the road. He left his number. If you need any food, water, help, shelter, shuttle, he's willing to help. Thank you, Mash. That's very generous of you. I'd like to see more of that on this trail as it becomes popular. And it will become popular because this is an epic trail. Where are we?
Horse Creek Camp on the edge of Black Elk Wilderness.
We finally made it to Black Elk Wilderness Park here, but we're gonna go down here as a creek. We're gonna eat lunch before we hit Black Elk Wilderness. And our next stop is spur trail to Mount Rushmore. Hopefully it doesn't rain. We'll set up camp And then maybe we'll have dinner there tonight, maybe breakfast. If it's raining, we'll have breakfast. So please don't rain.
How far is that?
We got another 5 miles.
Ah!
Gotta hike up the skirt.
Woo!
Water's a little cloudy because of the rain runoff, but it'll do. Bam. We had a long climb up through these rocks, and our reward is this beautiful vista. Check that out. In the Black Elk Wilderness, the markings are on the trees, so we got to follow these now. With the rain we had yesterday, a lot of the trails have become little streams. The runoff from the rain is coming down the trails. Makes it a little more challenging, but that's what makes the adventure. Came up this ledge and seen Mount Rushmore. I can only see the side of George Washington, but that was pretty cool. We're almost at camp. We're gonna go to the spur trail and then figure out where we're gonna set up. And then once we're set up, we're gonna head into Mount Rushmore since it ain't raining and have dinner. And then get some water, we'll resupply with water. The trail's wet, rocky. Almost there. Just crossed Grizzly Creek. Made it nice and dry. Runners coming behind me, and hopefully you'll stay dry. Good luck. We just did a high climb up on this ledge. Mount Rushmore is right over here. The trail to Mount Rushmore, the spur trail's down below. We're gonna set up here. I'm gonna hang from that tree to this tree, and runners gonna be right next to me. Finally made it. Mount Rushmore and dinner tonight. Just as I was about to set up my hammock, I could feel the sprinkle of light rain. I thought it was best to set up the tarp just in case. I didn't want to take a chance of the hammock and the quilts getting wet. Just finished setting up and it started to rain. We really lucked out. Everything is nice and dry. We're hoping that this will blow over pretty soon and then we'll head down to the Mount Rushmore Memorial, have dinner down there. We'll have to pick up some water, bring it back up here. We got a great hang up here near Mount Rushmore. Could be one of the ultimate hangs. You guys, I hiked up to Mount Rushmore. It's raining out. Runner didn't go because it's raining. He didn't want to get wet after what happened yesterday. I don't blame him. But I got myself a bacon cheeseburger, some fries, a side salad. And Mount Rushmore is right behind me. All those presidents are watching me eat this bacon cheeseburger. And there's deers right behind me, just sitting watching me eat. With George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Teddy Roosevelt, Thomas Jefferson, watching me eat this bacon cheeseburger. It was worth the hike in the rain. As I hiked back to camp, just as I got into my hammock, it started to rain. Morning of the 4th day. Well, good morning everyone. This is our, 4th day? And the sun's out. We haven't seen the sun in 2 days. Hopefully it's gonna not rain anymore, which is predicted to. It got cold this morning. It got down to 36 degrees 2 Celsius. Using that 40-degree top quilt, under quilt, kept me warm. Middle of the night I got up, I was a little chilled, went to the bathroom, got back in, and I was toasty warm, slept great. Otherwise, we're gonna head up a little bit, get in the sun and eat some breakfast. What do you think, Runner?
Yeah, well, what the Marine said, it was a good night's sleep. I'm glad it finally stopped raining, so we can get things dried out a little bit more here. And it's just a beautiful morning. So great day to be out here in God's creation.
Amen, brother. Gonna sit down and eat some breakfast. We gotta get some fuel in us. We're starting to run out of gas.
Legs are getting a little wobbly.
We got protein bars. I don't think we're gonna make oatmeal. I'm not. But I'll have a couple protein bars and some other snacks to fill up that tank. After we're done here, we're gonna head to Big Pine, which is probably about 3 miles from here. And then a mile up there is a stream. We're gonna fill up all our waters and we're gonna decide what we're gonna do as far as camp tonight. Make that decision. So we're way ahead of where we're supposed to be. Runner's an animal, this guy's a mule. Carrying that big heavy pack. I wanna give a shout out to a small cottage company in southern Minnesota called Blue Nest Beef. Pretty sure his name is Josh. Sorry if I got it wrong. Sent me a bunch of these meat sticks. And the meat sticks is made out of grass-fed beef. There's no hormones, there's no antibiotics, no steroids. It's all natural. And this is Runner's first time. I've had them before and they're really good. So if you're looking for something that's all natural, you can't beat this. And they're very good tasting. 6 grams of protein. And I need the protein right now. They're very good. Nice flavor. I'll put a link up here to check them out. If you want something all natural, healthy, well, what do you think?
You can tell by looking at the 67-year-old fine physique that I try to eat healthy all the time. So they're very flavorful, tasty, nice texture. So yeah, they're good as far as this from my first time, few bites, but they're really good.
I like them.
I recently moved up to northern Wisconsin, and we moved into the house, and a couple hours later, a new neighbor came to visit. He came with his duck, and a big white duck, and it's George. Goose, I'm sorry. He came with his goose on his four-wheeler, a big white goose, and the goose name is George. So it's Bob and George. Give a shout out to his YouTube channel. So you should look him up. He's really, just really a great guy. And it's helped me out a lot while we were moving in. So I want to just give a shout out to his YouTube channel.
And I want to give a shout out to Bob because he's a Marine. And Bob, Semper Fi, Devil Dog, hoorah. And what's the name of his YouTube channel?
It's Bob Goose and his family or something. I gotta check it out. He will post it on when he posts the video.
Point up there. Point.
Point the sun. He'll post it. He'll post his YouTube channel. So look him up.
I think it's George the Goose in Paradise Creek.
That's it.
I hate doing steps. I'd rather have a path going straight up. When I was in Nepal, Annapurna, that's all it was steps up and down for miles and miles. And ever since then, I don't want to see any steps. What do you think? This is cool.
So cool back here. It's just really neat. Like nothing I mean, I see a lot of rock before, but this is just incredible formation with the blue sky and sunlight, and you're getting some really nice shadow. So.
Like Runner said, this is very unique. This is really epic. So if you're on this trail, you have to look for a path. It's kind of hidden. There's some logs and trees down. But man, we would have never known that you can go back here. So if you come on this trail, this is something you need to search for.
You look out and then maybe rain will take it, but you go out and around the corner and it's just a straight stream of light.
Runner, come into the light. On this trip, we've seen many different types of animals. And yesterday we seen our first humans. And they're doing this huge loop, and we just ran into them again. And guys captured an elk and put a pack on it. And who are you guys?
Miley,
Miley. How old are you, Miley?
11.
So what do you think? Is this the first time out on a backpacking trip?
No, it's my 3rd year.
3rd year. So you're an expert. Have you taught your dad anything?
No.
What's your dad's name?
Ian.
And you guys are from
Sioux
Falls, South Dakota.
Yep.
What a beautiful day, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's perfect to be out here.
Say hi, Loki. Came to our first blowdown. That's going to be a little difficult. Runner went through there, scampered through. If I'm a little bit bigger, I might be crawling on my belly. Ah. Another deer. That one's a buck. You can see the nubs on it. Sitting here by Big Pine Trailhead waiting for Runner to catch up. Hopefully they have water in there, otherwise there's a creek a mile up. Be nice to have some clean water because the creeks are muddy from the rain that we had. But either way, we'll be quenching our thirst shortly. There's an 1880 train from the Black Hills Central Railroad that runs to and from Hill City and Keystone. As I was getting my water at this small creek, I could swear I could hear the train coming. Yes, and it's just around the corner. We thought we'd better eat lunch here because we will not be by a water source. We're going to eat our dinner tonight for lunch and water up and carry as much water as we can. Just as we're finishing our lunch, I can't believe it. Here comes the train again. A bird made a nest right in that rock. Looks like a robin's nest. All day long on the trail of those pine cones coming from the ponderosa pines, Black Hill pines. Makes it difficult tripping on them and getting underneath your feet. Breezy day, temperature's probably 60 degrees, 16 Celsius, but blue skies. Found the perfect place to hang our hammocks. It's on the high ground. I don't want to be on the low because it's going to be cold tonight. I'd rather be up a little higher instead of down in the lowlands. Little breeze up here, which feels good now. Waiting for Runner to come. The trail's over there. Should be here any minute. We'll set up camp here. This will be home for tonight. There he is. Now the hammock that I'm using is from Dream Hammock. It's the Darien. About a month ago I reached out to Dream Hammock and I had an idea for an ultralight hammock, and Matt responded from Dream Hammock. We correspond back and forth, and I wanted to customize an ultralight hammock for this trip. And I was thinking this Mountain XL material, it's 225 weight capacity, I'm 210. I wanted that little bit of stretch. And he suggested some ideas with this bug net being very ultralight. It's the lightest weight bug net. And then he asked what color. I said, Matt, whatever you come up with would be great. And he designed this with a coyote brown and with orange accent and an orange continuous ridge line. Now this hammock is an 11 foot and I had it 60 inches in width, and it's really been working out great. Now this hammock only weighs 12 ounces, and that's with the stuff sack. That's crazy. Now there's other lightweight material where you could probably get this close to 10 ounces if you went with a 10-footer and a narrower hammock, but I needed a little width to it because, man, this thing is comfy. This is becoming one of my favorite hammocks. Matt, I really appreciate it. You did a great job. Nighty night. Oh, I need to rest. I'm so tired. Now Matt from Dream Hammock asked if I wanted a ridgeline organizer, and I told him I always wanted to try out their gear sling. And what I did is I put 2 Prisket knots, one here, and on the end there's shock cord, and I put a little carabiner on there, hook it on the loop of the Prisket knot that you can slide up and down so you can adjust it where you want it. There's the other one. And hook it on the other Prisket knot. And what's cool about this, there's a zipper on top. Otherwise, you can access it through the sides, each end. There's a toggle you can open up. Put your hand in there and grab whatever you need. What I like to do is keep my camp clothes in there. And when I'm ready, I unzipper. I got my alpaca hoodie. I got my long underwear bottoms. Hat, pillow, possum down socks, and other things in there. This thing is really cool. This might be in my arsenal, my hammock arsenal, for a long time. I really like this. I can take this off, stick it in my pack, and I have all my clothing in this bag here. And then when I'm ready to go, it's hanging in my hammock. I don't have to bend over. I stand right up, zip up, and take everything out. This is really cool. I really suggest you look into a gear sling from Dream Hammock. Now the under quilt that I'm using is from Hammock Gear. It's a 40-degree under quilt. I got a Dyneema stuff sack in here. This only weighs just over 10 ounces for 40-degree Phoenix, 3/4 length under quilt. Then I put on these quilt hooks I got from Dutchware Gear that hooks on. And the top quilt that I'm using is also from Hammock Gear. It's a burrow 40-degree, and this thing with a Cuban fiber stuff sack only weighs just over 14 ounces. And with these two, this top quilt and this under quilt, it got down to 36 degrees, which is 2 Celsius, and I was warm. I went below the limit and it did its job. Lightweight, Very effective. Now the tarp that I'm using is also from Hammock here. It's a 12-foot hex tarp made out of Dyneema. It only weighs 5.5 ounces with the snake skin, the forestakes, and the cordage only comes to 9 ounces. Even with that little stuff sack, 9 ounces for everything. That's very light for a tarp. The campsite where we're hanging at is on the ledge between Semelius Peak, which is the highest point, and there's another little ledge right here. And I'm going for a walk, checking out the rock formations, looking at the scenery, the beautiful scenery. It's crazy, man. Everywhere you go, there's something to film. I know I've been saying it's beautiful a lot. It is beautiful. If you never have done the Black Hills, the Centennial Trails, and there's many other trails, I would check it out. What do you got there? Coffee?
Yeah.
Keep you nice and warm. Hot?
Hot.
We had dinner for lunch. Now we're gonna have lunch for dinner. We have tuna fish on a flatbread with mayonnaise and horsey sauce, horseradish. Put on a flat bread. Squish it up.
It'll leak out on your pants.
Just in time. 17 grams of protein. Very, very tasty. Morning of the 5th day. Good morning, everyone. This is the 5th day in the Black Hills. We really made great time. We're eight and a half miles from the car. We were going to stay overnight at Sheridan Lake, which is about a mile and a half from the car. Then we can get up real early, and because we got a 10-hour drive. But we're going to push it. We're going to go right to the car. We should get there about noon, so that'd bring us home around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock maybe. Depends how fast I drive. But it's a beautiful morning. The sun is coming up. It's 5:30 in the morning. We got up early, took down. And the reason why we're not staying at Sheridan Lake is I looked at the weather report, and it's supposed to get really windy. And it's supposed to get down to 35 degrees in the morning. And then the wind is going to continue overnight. And with my 40-degree Under Quilt, top quilt, I don't know, 35 with heavy winds coming off the lake. I don't think so. So we're gonna go to the car and end the trip. Boy, it's a beautiful morning. We're at the highest point of our trip. It was a tough climb. Up here you can see almost a 360 of the Black Hills. And with the sun out there in the morning, it's a glorious morning. This is becoming the end of our adventures. What do you think, runner?
Been a great opportunity challenge.
That was a tough climb, wasn't it? Now the only way for us to go is down, 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 down. Down to Sheridan Lake. We're going down, 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 down. We're going down. There's an old signage from years past. Still see the scarring of it. You can see Sheridan Lake off in the distance. And we got to hike down to Sheridan Lake, come around to the right to Dakota Point, and that's where our car is. And then we'll take off back home.
Hey guys, as you know, we're just about ready to complete as the Marine described it to me, the epic trip into the Black Hills, South Dakota. The Marine and I have been on hundreds of trips together, adventures I will call them, adventures in Boundary Waters, adventures in the Superior Hiking Trail, all kinds of different adventures. At 67 years old, it would have been easy for me just to sit at home with my wonderful wife on the couch watching the big screen TV. This has been tough for me. Many times I just wanted to check out, see if I can get a ride. But at the end of the day, life wouldn't be worth living if you could have these adventures and share it with a great friend of the Marines. So this has been an interesting trip. At the end of every day, after hiking between 10 and 15 miles, my feet were sore, my back was sore, my hips were sore, my knees were sore. Should I go on? But it catches up with you. But I am sure glad that I get out and get a chance to do this at 67 years old, and also get a chance to do this with my good friend Marine. So I hope I have a few more hikes in me. Maybe not this strenuous, but a few more hikes down the road. See y'all later.
You guys, this ultralight pack thing, I was very comfortable. I brought extra gear that I didn't even show you. I had camp shoes, a chair, and a little ultralight saw in this kit, under 10 pounds, and I was very comfortable, and I didn't even use those 3 items. Well, I put on those camp shoes yesterday on a slant with needles. It was pretty slippery, but it was good to air out my feet. So it did work out. But I'm gonna do a review of all the gear I had and what I would add, what I would take away, and still keep it under 10 pounds. Is ultralight the way to go? Absolutely not. But it does make it easier, especially with this pack not having a waist belt on. And even when I resupplied with water yesterday, because we had, until right now, yesterday, till we get to the car, we didn't have water since lunch yesterday. So we had to carry a lot of water. And I didn't put the hip belt on, and it still was comfortable. This is a great pack. It's the Light AF, I'm sorry, it's the Light AF 35 curve. I'm thirsty, I gotta get some water in me. But this ends our journey. Thank you guys for watching. God bless.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed,